Today is the 50th anniversary of the Burns unit, which I worked in for 40 years. And then because obviously the Burns camp is part of that, we've made it a big day to celebrate everything together.
You have opportunities to obviously chat, to have fun, to play. The children make friends, the siblings make friends.
When they come to camp, it's no longer about their burn anymore because everyone's got a burn. So it's just about them as a child and having a good time and making good memories.
To feel like you're not alone, you know, it takes away all of that isolation and you have that massive support network which, you know, helps to build that resilience and, you know, that you can bounce back like so many other people have done.
Lila will often say to us that she feels like she's home. I'm like, well, what do you mean? And she says, here I'm not different. At school, people don't have burns, they ask her questions, they feel sorry for her, whereas here it's just normal. She can turn around and say, look at my scars, and everyone's like, that's cool, look at mine, and it's just a really nice event. So it's just, as a mum, it's one time I don't have to think about her burns, which sounds really weird because I'm at a burns event, but it's the only way that I can explain it. It's just nice just to see her just happy, and it's also a way to heal from my trauma with it, because I can talk to other parents and realise that they feel as guilty as I do sometimes.
It was very hard at the beginning because she was very little when the accident happened. When I was feeling down about it, it was that I felt selfish because it's not me that had to go through what she had to go through. But then when I got to come to this club and meet other parents, I knew that those feelings actually weren't selfish. It was actually normal and natural to feel the way that I did.
But also gives them that kind of informal way to ask questions and also find other people who may be thinking the same thing as them or gone through part of the journey, and therefore they can explain to them things that they're going to involve along the way.
Actually, it was thanks to the Burns Club that she had her laser surgery as well, because I had no idea that that was an option.
And I think what you see is the transition and change of people, where they come and they're uncertain or they're anxious about things. The fun part leads them into it, and then you see them, the more they learn and understand, the easier the traumatic experience comes.
They shift from being that receiver of help to that giver of help. They become a part of the club family and they give something back, you know, whether that's joining us as volunteers or whether that's talking to another family, and it really helps those young people, those parents, to be helping other families, other young people.
I would say that this is a lifeline to families. When we started it at the beginning, we found that they were really struggling. Really struggling because they was not getting any help from anywhere, whereas now they know that we're here.
I see the benefit of the young children that came through on my first camp when they were 6 or that sort of age, up to now they're 17, about to leave. I see the confidence grow in them, and the club gives them the safe space where having a burn injury is the norm.
My first Burns camp was when I was 9, I think it was, and probably the best week of my life. It actually kind of built me to the person who I am, living with my scars and actually, you know, like liking myself as a person. Pat, who's here today, she's like another nan to us. We used to call her Nanny Pat.
So the first time I came to camp, I was 6 going on 7, and it was the first time away from home, and it was the scariest thing in the world, but the coolest thing I've ever done. Just knowing that through my experiences I can help somebody that's at the start of their journey kind of understand it a little bit more, help ease their fears and their worries. All you see is someone in media who's the villain, vigilante, or the victim, and so you don't really know what a future with a visible difference looks like. And so seeing somebody like me walking around, it really opens up people's eyes.
Watching her with everybody and how her confidence is and things like that just I don't want to get emotional, but like melts my heart, because it's just, this is what I think children need to become themselves and actually realise that they do still have a place and that they don't have to sit in the shadows. If you compare it to like when she very first started school, she was very shy, she wouldn't mix with other children. Other children were a little bit scared to touch her because they, you know, didn't understand it themselves. Whereas now people look at her or people ask her a question and she's confident to answer them now because she's had that boost from everybody here, as well as us as parents, obviously. You know, we don't want her to cover up, we don't want her to hide away. Just because she is different, it doesn't mean that she's not accepted. And I think we've learnt that along this journey, and so has she, because of this club.
When the time is right and you're ready, just go for it, because it's a life-changing experience. It will really open up your eyes to what a future with burns can look like. And it's beautiful and it's bright and it can be all these wonderful things. You just got to take the first step.